Now, I know some of you guys are going to be wondering why I keep connecting this whole Britney Spears and Amanda Bynes thing together. And there's a very important reason, because I made a very interesting observation while I was looking into all the stuff to do with Amanda Bynes. And what I realized is that what played really well for Britney, I think, in her case, and why she was definitely the one who had a high chance of being able to have anything, if there was going to be anything, is because she had not really done as many things. She had not done many things that the media could use against her, or that we could use against her. There were, rumors of, oh, Britney's not looking too good, and oh, Britney's obviously shaved her head, and then the baby thing and all this stuff. But in terms of like drug related things, we weren't really hearing anything. It seems, for the most part, according to Britney, and I believe her, and I think it's been true, she's never been into all the drugs and alcohol and things like that. So I feel like her case, it was a lot easier to stop people trying to stop people who were for Britney being in the conservatorship, who try and say stuff like, well, she wasn't okay. Well, it's like, well, actually she was okay. Actually, she wasn't taking anything. Actually, she wasn't, all those kinds of things. It was kind of easy. Whereas with Amanda, I think the thing that's different, and this is really important, is that Amanda did do a lot of things that she got caught doing. She got seen doing, whether on video. I've seen some of the videos myself. Some very odd things that she did as she was going through her stages. I mean, there was one video I saw where she was like dancing on like a security guard, and it's just in a random shop, and it's all crazy. There was another one where she like walked with her dog literally into a convenience store, straight into the, I guess, the staff area, went to wash her dog after she attempted to burn something else down, somebody else's porch down. So she did quite a lot of crazy things. And so I think there's this bigger argument when it comes to Amanda in terms of her mental health, and it's actually something that's going to be very interesting to talk about as we go into things. And I think it's something that I definitely want to prioritize as something to think about as well, because I think just because somebody is acting something out, it doesn't necessarily mean that now we're just going to write you off as, oh, you've got this and this and this, and you're just problem, and you just need to go to a mental hospital. Because I think people forget that people do things because of how they're feeling. Like it's a reactive thing. If somebody hurts you, there's a reason why an action takes place, like you cry, you know what I mean? And so I feel like with Amanda, and with a lot of things that we're going to talk about that she went through, I think she was really going through a lot. And she was acting out those things in a slightly different way to Britney Spears. I'm not trying to compare what they've been through by any stretch, by the way, before anybody tries to suggest that that's what I'm doing. I'm just saying that in terms of what was out there and what the evidence is that like the media and all those things had, was a lot different when it came to Amanda. And I'm going to talk about that as well. And like just the relationship with Amanda, her family, and the media. It's very similar, but also very different in certain aspects, because there is just a lot of more footage, for example, about her that's out there. And what that does is it gives an opportunity for those of us who are watching, or those of us who are out there, the fans and everything, to say something, or to have an opinion, or to be easily potentially swayed based on that behavior. So all I'm saying is I just don't want to be swayed just solely based on that. I want to try and allow us to work out exactly what was actually going on. Because one thing that I did notice that was very interesting about Amanda is, because Britney was on a conservatorship, people were actually talking about that. People were actually saying like, oh, well, Britney's on a conservatorship, like she needs to be on the conservatorship like Britney. Because at the time when a lot of this stuff with Amanda was going on, Britney was already in her conservatorship at this point. So the interesting part, and also Britney was already in this long-term conservatorship, sorry. So it becomes very, very interesting when you think about it becomes very, very interesting when you think about how people were thinking about Britney, and their lack of understanding of Britney Spears then was affecting the way that they were thinking. So they weren't like us now, knowing that, all this stuff that we know about Britney and that it was all wrong. They at the time were thinking that that was a good thing. They thought conservatorships are a good thing. People were probably thinking James Spears is the most loving father. So just even that dynamic and having those two things together, and how that actually played into Amanda, is very, very interesting. It's very sad as well, because I feel like these guys must feel so isolated and just so lonely, because every single person around you, the people that you want to be around, you're not allowed to be around, and everybody else who's around you is all buying this story that a few people have decided to kind of tell of you. And you're not, even if whether they were right or wrong, you're not really getting to have your perspective out. Because obviously that's another thing with conservatorships, isn't it, that we learned from Britney, is that when people do end up in conservatorships, they're not even able to choose their own lawyers. So yeah, we're going to be getting into more and more things, guys. So please check out my Amanda playlist. Where I'm going to be getting into all this stuff, into a lot of these little details, because I think it's important for us to look at things with a fresh eyes, in the same way that we had to look at things in fresh eyes with Britney. And that's why I did this video, to suggest that, you know, the analysis that we did, I think was important, and it's important for us to analyze these things. And I think it's so much fun, us like interacting in the comments, talking about stuff, you guys sending me information. It's just very cool. And I just hope, and I just really believe, and I would like to hope that by sharing this message, we can actually support the people out there who need justice, especially when so many people want to have their justice things that they're going to run for. Well, I guess these are the things I've chosen I want to support and I want to do. So anyway, if you're interested in that, please subscribe. Please let me know your thoughts and comments and everything in the comment section down below, what you think, your predictions and everything. Obviously, like the video if you did like it. Other than that, I'll see you in another one of my videos about Amanda, or one of my other many different things on my channel. God bless you all, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye.